Okay guys, welcome back. Let's talk about something that is really important. If we look at our website right now, we still have this static stuff from our theme right there, but what I want us to do in this video is actually shoot two birds with the same stone. I want us to integrate SEO into our application, like setting dynamic headers, dynamic titles, dynamic descriptions, such that search engine optimization will be possible in our app. And while doing that, we are also going to learn how to push new features into our application while it's already in production. Okay, so that is what we're going to be covering in this video. So first of all, for us to do this, we're going to be using a package. So if you haven't installed it, go ahead and install this package right here. It's really good for setting up SEO in a very simple way. Okay, so once you do that, the next thing is to publish the package. So php artisan vendor publish, which is simply going to copy the configuration for this package into our config directory, and automatically this package is auto discovered. So if you want to publish this one right here, you're just going to select number 6, and that copied it. So if we head over to SEO tools.php, we have the configurations right here that we can set by default. So we can set the title by default to be broadcast. We can set the description by default to be the best web development training ever. Okay, and then right here, canonical, all this stuff, you can go ahead and set it however you want. Right here for the open graph, which means for Facebook, we're gonna set broadcast, and we'll do exactly the same thing right here. Okay, for the URL, we're simply gonna set null right here so that it uses the current URL. And right here, we want to change this to the Twitter handle for this website. Okay, so makes sense. So we've set up our default configurations. The next thing is to actually set up the SEO settings in our controller. So for example, when we are actually about to render this homepage, we are going to copy the configurations right here. So this section, I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to head over to my front end controller. And right here where we render the welcome page, I'm going to paste that in, and I won't forget to use SEO facade at the top. And every time this page is about to be rendered, we're going to set the title to broadcast. We're going to set the description to maybe the best web development tutorials. And we're going to set the open graph URL. I'm going to set it to simply the current URL. So I'm going to set request, and I'll get URL. And I'm going to do exactly the same thing for the canonical URL, and right here we can just replace this with screencast, and the Twitter handle is going to be broadcast. And after we've set that up, we render our view. Now the last thing we need to do is head over to our app.blade.php, which is our layout file, and pull out all of these meta tags right here, and would let our package do that. So for us to let our package do that, we just need to echo out SEO generate right here, and all of this is found in the documentation. So once we generate that, if we head over back to our page, refresh, we can now see that the header is set to the correct header. If we view page source, it gives us all of the description that we set in our controller. Makes sense, right? So in our controller, what if we wanted to set something or the same thing for our show the series page? So if we want to see a particular series, we'll just paste this in, and we'll set the title to the series title, and would also set the description to the series description. And I think everything can stay the same. So let's go back, refresh, and visit this link, and we see the title is automatically set right here. Okay, so it looks like our package is working. It's dynamically generating the title and all of those good stuff for us. But one thing I want to do is, we can't keep duplicating all of this. It's messing up our controller. So what we're going to do is, we'll head over to our controller.php, and I'm going to use SEO tool right here, because remember, all our controllers are using this particular controller. Okay, so they're like extending it. So I'm going to cut out this, and since there are many duplications, I'm going to put the duplications right here. So public function, and I'll call this function set SEO, and I'll simply paste that right there. And for now, I'm going to say this function should take in the title and the description. Okay, and when we take in the title, we'll place the title right here, and when we take in the description, we'll place the description right here. Okay, so now that we have this method, we can use it in any of our controllers wherever we want. So right here, we can just say this set SEO, and we need to pass in the title, which is going to be broadcast, and we can pass the description, which is going to be the best web development training. Okay, so that's done. We can do exactly the same thing for the show series. So I'll pull out all of this, and then the title is going to be the series title, and the description is also going to be the series description. Okay, so once we've set that up, you see that it really cleans up our controllers. Then if I head over back to this page and I refresh, we still have exactly the same thing. If I visit the home page and I refresh, we still have exactly the same thing. If I visit this one, you see the title is set, so our SEO is working perfectly. Okay, so now on to the second part of this tutorial. How do you get this to production? Okay, so that's now what I want us to talk about. First of all, our production server is deployed for master, but then look at where I'm working on develop. Okay, so first thing is, when you're working on a production application, you never want to work on the server branch or the branch that is deployed to the server, because you always want to be able to roll back your changes. For example, right now, when I wanted to set up the changes for the SEO, I automatically went out into the develop branch, and now that I'm happy with everything I've done, I can now push to GitHub and then make a pull request for my master branch, and automatically it's going to be deployed to my Laravel Forge server. Okay, if I had something like maybe Travis CI running all my tests, then automatically on GitHub I'm gonna make sure all my tests pass with the Travis CI before I merge into develop. Okay, so right now I'm just gonna open Forge, and while that's opening, I'm gonna actually run all my tests. Okay, so as you can see, after making some changes, looks like some of our tests are not passing. So this is the advantage of actually working on the develop branch, because you can roll back your changes, or you can actually work on the failing test before you merge into your master and then push to production. So right now I'm just gonna hit pause, and then I'm gonna figure out why these are not failing, and then in the next video we're gonna tackle it. Okay, so thank you so much and see you then.